I was recently given the opportunity by this man to ride a 2016 Sherco 300SEF-R. So this comes from a two-stroke point of view. I've always owned two-strokes. I've never been a fan of the new Gen 4-stroke 450s and expect to go to my grave never having actually owned one. Straight off the bat, the Sherco is a striking looking machine. It's really one of the best looking dirt bikes going at the moment, if you ask me. I just love those blue rims. The Husky is no ugly duckling, and mine's a 2015, not a 16, but the changes between those two models are very minimal. I'm not sure if these review pics do it any justice, but the Sherco definitely has a narrower feel between the knees, lending itself to a much more nimble feel than the Husky. Sherco have done a great job here. So let's take it for a spin. Electric start, it's a piece of cake. The first thing I notice is how much lighter the bike feels. At 102 kilos, it's a full 2.6 kilos less than my Husky, destroying the myth that two-strokes are lighter than four-strokes. So the same capacity machine and the Sherco is lighter. The next thing I notice is just how much better the forks work in this sandy terrain. They push the bars back up, saving the rider a lot of work in the arms and shoulders. I can't seem to get my stock standard 4CS forks to behave in this manner, and this really makes it a lot easier to ride. So with my forks, when I go over the whoops, they tend to soak it up rather than push back up. I have to pull back on the handlebars and make the rear suspension do a lot more of the work. And if I tighten the forks up so that they do push up like the Sherco does, what I find is that through the turns it's too rigid and I get this sort of diving action here that gets a bit scary sometimes. The rear suspension on both the bikes, it's pretty good. I've never been unhappy with the Husky. It's never let me down, and the Sherco likewise. It's pretty good. You can't complain. So that brings us to the power. Well, I have always loved that psycho sudden two-stroke acceleration. Oh, snap out of it, Shorto. Snap out of it. The Sherco, on the other hand, I would have described it in a word as doughy. You could have quoted me on the day as saying the Husky would blow the doors off of this thing. Well, that being said, recently Aussie hero Matthew Phillips has just won the 2016 Enduro GP Championship on none other than a 300 SEF-R. So it just goes to show that in the right hands, the machine's got plenty of hootenanny. So, to sum up, I think this is one of the easiest, funnest trail riding bikes they're going. For what I do on the trails, anyone could ride this machine. I reckon my sister could ride it. It takes a lot more to turn the throttle to get it to go, but boogie it does. Would I swap it for my Husky? I just don't think I'm ready to give up that psycho two-stroke explosiveness yet. But perhaps I could see myself owning one in the future.